Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing amazing. It's been a while since my last video. I have been busy with a lot of things. There was a lot of things going around. So I was busy with those all. But yeah, I'm excited to be back here. And today we are covering a topic like how we can get the configuration from our app settings we have defined for our project, and how we can access that anywhere in our project, like in the controller layer or in the controller or in the service layer or wherever we want. Okay, so like in your app settings you define the configuration like your connection strings, or if you have custom configuration for like your domain specific things. So for all those will cover, I'll give you a small example but you can relate with that. Okay, and by the end of this video you will have a complete understanding of how you can configure that for your project, and it is super easy. So let's start with the video. Okay, so I have configured one basic project for you. So let me show you. So this is the basic .NET web API. So where we have our like DI container basic and the request pipeline. This is Prometheus. There is nothing inside this project. Okay. So first what we will do, let me quickly define one settings here. So for that we need a directory called settings, and here I will define what settings would you like to give it a name as. Okay, let's define group settings .cs. Okay, so first we will define the namespace, and this is my config access dot settings. Okay, so public class group settings, and I will not define group ID. I will for this particular tutorial I am using only one field which is called your group limit. Okay, so let me define default here. There will be a value. Okay, so we have defined this. Let me go to my AppSettings.json and let me here also define group settings. Perfect. And here I have group limit. Let me give it as a 100. Okay, shouldn't we change this to max group limit? Okay, max group limit. And where is my settings? Let me again change the same here with max group limit. Okay, so now how can I get these values? Okay, so what we will do, we will quickly define one controller here, not inside settings. No, I don't want to create that inside settings. Nope. What's wrong with this? अरे भाई, I don't know what was that. Okay, so let me define controller. Give it controllers, and here I will define config controller dot cs. We'll quickly go with the namespace, our config access dot controllers. Perfect. We have to create one public. ठीक है, Let me give it a name as your config controller. Just a second, I'm getting. Okay, so yeah, we have defined where were we. Okay, config controller, and this is my controller. This should be controller base, and here what we will do, we will mark this as, do we have something called controller, API controller? Too many things. And there should be one route, and that must be your API slash controller. Okay, it's hard to remember the syntax of your all the like tech stacks, like your Spring Boot, Java, .NET, C#, lot of things. Yeah, okay, so we have defined this here, and let me create one HTTP GET request and public action result. Okay, get and just return okay. Hey, so let me check whether we are good with this server controller or not. I'm not sure we'll get get limit. Okay, so we have to inject this in our program.cs. Okay, so here we have to map controllers, and here also we need to build a dot. Do we have not services dot add controllers? Are we good with this? Let me check. I'm not exactly remember the syntax and all of those. So let me quickly do a build. Okay, build succeeded and .NET run. Let me go to HTTP. Now this is our API slash config. Yeah, API slash config. There is only get config controller. Oh, perfect. We got hey. Nice. We got hey. Okay, so now we have this our where we are. Yeah, no, not here. Here we have our max group limit inside group settings. So if just suppose this is our service layer, and here you need some environment or your app setting configurations, the configurations you have defined in your app settings. First thing, why we need here, because I can directly use these wherever I want in my code, but I don't want to hard code all those values, because whenever there will be a change, I have to go each and every place and make a change to each place. Like now I'm going with 100 to 200 or 300 or whatever. So for the generalized or a centralized way, I'm just defining this in my AppSettings.js, or not JS, JSON. So wherever I want in my code, I can just change here in the JSON file, and everywhere it will be reflected because I am referring to this only. Okay. So what are the ways? Okay, the first way you can get with your I configuration. Okay, you have defined your I configuration, and suppose I want here configuration dot not get section. Let me do here, what was that, group settings colon and max GROUP max group limit. Will this work? Let me check. Let me do a build and let me do a run. Go to my HTTP file. Oh wow! So this was the first way. There we need space there. Okay, so let me again run. So this was the first way, like using the direct I configuration. This approach is like good to go when you have a very small project or you have very less time, like sort of a small POC. This is not a recommended way. You can directly get the I configuration here and do the whatever stuff you want. This was the first way. And what is the second way? And the second way, what you can do okay, the second way you can strongly like in the second way you have strongly, like in the second way you can bind with the strongly typed classes. So how you can do that? So how you can do that, you can simply create here like your group settings, your not group settings, and you will give name here as group settings, and their value would be coming from your I configuration. Let me do a bit expand here. Dot we have get section, and here we have to define our group settings, and after that we have to do a simple get, and we have to define our group settings. Cool, we are good with this. We are getting possibly null reference. No, will not get this as null. Okay, cool. So now instead of like getting this way, now we have strongly bind with our configuration or like the class. Okay, like I have group settings class and I have binded my configuration with that class. I need to read from that. So what I will do, I will here access group settings dot max group limit, and we are good with this. So let me try to build this. Yeah, build succeeded. Let me do a run. So let me go to my HTTP, or let me check again. We are getting, so this is working or not. Let me change the value to 200, which will make sure that we are getting the exact value, and the second approach is also working fine. We'll go here and we'll click on send request. Yeah, we are getting second approach is cool. So this is like whenever, like here you are not performing any DI, not injecting into your container services, nothing. You just access directly bind your class with that, like here group settings, and here you just read from your configuration, you get the section and just do that. This is also like the binding of strongly typed classes. But what if I want to go with the DI? I want to inject these as a dependency and read from that. Okay, if you want to go with that. So for that, what we have to do, let me comment this and comment out this as well, and let me remove this as well as of now. So what we will do, we will go here inside our program.cs. Okay, so the third way we want to inject, now the third way, like we want to get from our di container and we want to inject the service over there. So we'll do builder dot services dot configuration. We have to configure what? Our group settings, and here we'll go not bool, we'll go with builder dot configuration dot, do I have, yeah, get section, and here I will define your group settings. Yeah, that's all. Now I have registered this here. So earlier what we were doing, we were doing this in our directly service or controller. Okay, but this time I am defining this in my container, di container. Okay, I have injected. So how I will get here? So here I will use the I options, and here I will pass my group settings. I can get the group settings. Perfect. And now I will do here, why, okay, not comma, no, this, that's all, no semicolon. So here we need our, let me stop my application first. I got my group settings, and let me do here group settings dot value dot max group limit. So now this time, this is we are getting from our di container. We injected the dependency here, like we register in our di container here, and now this setting I am getting from my di container, and like group settings dot, this is options, and their value, that is max group limit. And for the sake of like this is also working, let me change this to 400, and let me quickly do a run and check whether we are getting the 400 value or not. Perfect. This is the recommended way when you are working on a clean architecture, like you have different layers and all those. So this is the recommended way when you are working with a clean architecture. Now what if you are working on multi-environment projects, like you have staging environment, you have development environment, you have production environments. So what you can do, you can create specific files with based on your environment. So by default your AppSettings.json will be there. Okay, so for that what you can do, like here is development environment, and for that you have to do one thing. Okay, so for that what you have to do, let me go here, and here we have to, let me do some spaces. So builder dot configuration dot add JSON file, and here we have to add our what is AppSettings.json, and we have to add one more file here, like your AppSettings dot builder dot environment name dot JSON file, and do I have optional? Yeah, this file is optional. Okay, so we have defined this file, this configuration here. Okay, so if we have development specific environment specific files, and we have defined our environment. Like here, this is development. So what I'll do, I'll take this section and inside my development I will add this, and here I will define only 5 maximum group limit. I do not have a lot of like the infra on for my local development, so I will just go with the 5 group limits. Okay, let me do a run. Where is my HTTP? Will this work? No, this is not working. So have I missed anything here? For my HTTP environment is development, and still we are getting this. What's wrong? I have done. Oh no, man, there's a typo error again. App settings.environment.json. Let me again build the it will do a build as well. Let me run. Yep, we are getting. So if we are working on development environment, we can use the development configuration. Or what if I have another environments as well? Let me copy this file and paste here. What if I don't want to go with development, I want to go with production? Okay, there I have lots of infra, and on the production I have lot of infra, so I would go with 1000. Let me run the application and check whether again this is not working. Why it is not working? Would you give it a try? Why it is not working? Because I have this bro, you have not defined your environment in the environment variable. Here you have to define. I am running the application now in production environment. Once you will define this and you will do a run, and you will, yep, you are getting the value. Perfect. And same way you can go for the staging as well. So yep, that's all for today's video. Like we covered in this video how we can get the values, how we can read the values from our app settings.json, and what are the ways and what are the like recommended ways. DI is recommended for a clean architecture, and mostly in the industries like your DI approach is used because we are working on a microservice architecture, or we are just doing the separation of concerns. We are implementing clean architecture, so that is a recommended way. But if you are working on small POCs or very simple projects, then you can definitely go with the simple one, directly I configuration or strongly bind with your classes. Those all will work. And this was like the environment specific configuration are also helpful when you are working on a different environments. So yeah, that's all for this video. If you found this video useful, make sure to hit the like button, press the subscribe button if you are new to my channel, and don't forget to press the bell notification for the latest updates. Thank you. Bye bye.